Hey guys, welcome to Living It Up. Welcome to the long-term safari of the TVS Ronin. I've had the pleasure of riding with it for quite some time now. Clock decent amount of miles, and if anything, I'm left more confused than ever because the TVS Ronin I rode during the first ride in Goa in the torrential downpour was anything like this motorcycle right here. That was quite vibey. You would have vibes coming in around 4500 RPM. Also, given the emphasis on this relatively longer stroke motor for TVS, so that you have better mid-range. It did not really have the mid-range you would expect on a cruiser. But this, on the other hand, is the exact opposite, because this is so much more refined, so much smoother. Yes, even this one has vibes, but they only creep in around when you're closer to the rev ceiling. I love the throttle response. Even the fifth gear around 5000 RPM, when you open the gas, open it wide, you can see this thrust forward. This is something which TVS really need to address, because you cannot have two motorcycles just so different from each other. But I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt, because this is more in line with whatever TVS were talking about during the presentation and their emphasis on this kind of a motorcycle. And from that perspective, yeah, I'm quite impressed. This has been my go-to bike, especially for commuting. So light, it is so comfortable. The ergonomics are again nice and upright. In terms of space, yes, if you're 6 feet and over, you might feel a little more cramped, but I fit on it just fine. Even the pillion comfort is quite good. The other things which continue to shine on, like the suspension, I absolutely love it. I think this is perhaps one of the best suspension setups I've seen. You can still have a lot of fun in the corners, inspires a lot of confidence even with these dual purpose tires. But at the same time, when you're on a terrain like this, it's really nice and plush. That is something which helps with the brakes as well, because you can really put all the stopping power down very good, very quickly. The gearbox is smooth as ever. It really impressed me during the first ride and continues to impress even on this motorcycle. But the downside to this cruising approach is, of course, the fact that the top end is not that great. So essentially on this motorcycle, you're looking at a cruising speed of about 95 to 100, which is not very high. I mean, yeah, the motorcycle will still go up to 120, 125, but then it takes a lot longer and you need like that kind of a road to be able to get to that speed. So that is the only thing that you need to keep in mind, especially if you're looking at this from a touring perspective, that the cruising speed is not very high despite the 225cc cubic capacity of this motorcycle. Now, when you compare it to, say, the Hunter, the story has become quite interesting, because I remember right after Goa, I'd gone to Thailand to test the Hunter, and after that, I'd come back more impressed with the Hunter, mainly looking at the price. But now, as it stands, the top end of the Hunter and this one, which is the top end of the Ronin, are priced pretty much the same. I love the motor on the Hunter. The J platform engine is something which I have really enjoyed on the Classic and also on the Hunter. But as an overall motorcycle, I feel this makes a lot more sense now. If this is how the Ronin is supposed to be, this is supposed to be as refined, because this is more of a complete motorcycle. Yeah, this has really good suspension, this has really good brakes. Even these dual purpose tires work much better than on the Hunter. With the Hunter, the number one problem I feel is the rear shocks being too stiff. So the ride quality is very poor, and I think that's very important for an urban motorcycle. Yeah, forget touring, but even in the urban cities where we have roads which are more potholes than roads, I think ride quality is very important. And from that perspective, I think this starts making more sense, because you buy this motorcycle and you do not have to spend anything else, because you have a motorcycle which works really well as is. This one also comes with a host of other features like glide through tech. You have the phone connectivity, turn-by-turn navigation, all the things which we have covered during the long-term episodes on this motorcycle, which I think also gives the Ronin a little bit of an edge over the Hunter. But there you go. That's my verdict on the TVS Ronin after living with it for quite some time. Let me know what you think about it. Which one would be your choice between the Hunter and the Ronin? Until then, thank you so much for watching. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Ciao.